Hi. Are you new to MLB The Show or Diamond Dynasty in general? And you see there's a game mode called Conquest? So you click on it and you go inside and you see the maps and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. This video's for you. I'm Evil Genius. And today I'm going to teach you all how to play Conquest. It's actually quite simple. First, you're going to load into Conquest and you're going to pick a map. Let's do the World Baseball Classic map. Once you get in here, you're going to see all these random teams and spaces and colors and turns and territories. There's so much stuff. But don't worry, we're going to make it really, really simple. The object of this game mode is to capture all of the spaces you see before you. You're going to start in the middle. The middle is your team. As you can see, your team logo will be in the middle where mine is, where the EG with the eyes are. You have 3 phases: an attack phase, a steal phase, a reinforce phase, and a move phase. That's actually 4 because I can't count, but we're not going to think about that. Using those 4 modes, those 4 phases, you're going to try to clear the board. What I recommend doing anytime you jump into a new Conquest is hitting the triangle button on PlayStation or Y on Xbox and look at your goals. Each one has different goals. You get different rewards for doing different things. The first goal is to acquire 50 million fans. This happens pretty naturally. Basically, every time you capture a square, that is going to add to your fans. And you will go into the reinforce phase and you will continue adding more fans. And your goal is just to get 50 million fans. 1 fan equals 1 million. So this happens pretty naturally. You'll get a show pack for it. Goal number 2 is capture any enemy stronghold. And that's for a show pack. And you may be asking yourself, Evil, what's a stronghold? Well, I'll tell you, viewer. Any tile that has a team logo on it is considered a stronghold. Currently, I am hovering over the Chicago White Sox stronghold. What you want to do is move your spaces until you get to a stronghold, and then you'll play a 3-inning game. You could choose any difficulty from rookie up to GOAT or legend. I can't remember if they have GOAT, but you'll choose any difficulty. You'll play. If you win, you capture that stronghold. And if you do that, you'll get goal number 2 in another show pack. Goal number 3 is acquire 100 million fans. It's basically goal number 1 times 2. And you'll get 5 show packs for that. Goal number 4, capture 5 enemy strongholds. And if you do that, you'll get an 86 Tarek Skubal. Goal number 5 on this is capture 10 strongholds. And you'll get an 87 Alejandro Kirk. And goal number 6, if you capture all enemy strongholds, you'll get a World Baseball Classic Gold Player Pack. And if you capture all the territories, you'll get a World Baseball Classic Seiya Suzuki. Note, this goal can only be completed once. Now, your 8th and final goal, conquer all territories and complete the World Baseball Classic map, is repeatable. So like I said, we're going to go through this now. We're going to start here and we're going to play the White Sox first. What I like to do is capture all the territories that I have around me. I currently have 15 million fans. So you're just going to move around, capturing as much space as you possibly can. Well, I do, make a little barrier for yourself. Each stronghold is a little different, so the strategy as far as protecting yourself kind of changes. Once you finish using all of your fans to protect your territory, you'll go to the steal fans phase. This is a phase that you can skip unless you have a goal that specifically requires you to steal fans. And since we don't, you just hit the pause or skip phase button. For me, it's the options on PlayStation. And you'll see the skip the reinforce phase, which is your next phase. Click that, and you'll go to reinforce. If you look in the bottom left, it'll show how many reinforcements you have remaining. Currently, we have 5. So what you'll do is pick any one of these areas that you want to reinforce fans in. Ideally, you reinforce fans where you want to keep expanding your territory. So we'll click this one at the bottom, move it over. We now have 6 fans in that territory. Your next phase is the moves phase. Let's say you don't really want to attack from this area, or you can't. You would just click where your fans are, click a different territory, and you would be able to move your fans to that territory. Notice how this went from 6 down to 1, and this went from 1 up to 6 because we moved 5 million fans in between territories. Now, after the reinforce phase, we are now at 20 million fans. And you're just going to repeat that cycle. So we're going to keep capturing points. And look at that. There are hidden rewards scattered all throughout the Conquest maps, including the World Baseball Classic one. So we get a free World Baseball Classic bat. And we keep doing this. It's boring. I'm not going to say it's not. You get to the steal phase. Again, if you don't have a goal that says skip, that says steal, just skip it. Go to reinforce. Since we added more territories, we now get to add 6 million fans of reinforcement. The more territory you cover, the more fans you get in reinforcement, the faster it is to take over a map. As you can see, all the computer teams are also taking over territories. And I bet you're wondering, what happens when you run into one of them? Well, I'll show you. Again, if you want to move your fans, you can. As long as you're at an area you can attack, it's not relevant. So skip the move phase to attack. And as you can see, I'm right next to an A's fan base. What you'll do, hit attack, click there 1, and you get the option. You can simulate the game, or you can play the game. Always simulate it. There's no reason to play these little games unless, again, you have a goal that tells you to. But I don't think I've ever seen one that tells you to play the game. So just simulate it. If you have a high chance, you can win. If you have a low chance, you can lose. You can also lose with a high chance. But basically, you're putting your 4 million fans up against their 1 million fans in this scenario. Hit simulate. They're going to ask you to confirm. Say yes. And then you'll just watch the numbers tick down. We beat them. And because we beat them, we now have that territory. And you're just going to keep moving right along. Reinforcing, stealing fans, moving them around. That's basically the whole entire point of Conquest. And then, when you finally make it to an enemy stronghold, you have to play the game. Now, depending on the difference between your fans and their fans determines what difficulty you play on. Like I said, it's from rookie up to legend. Currently, we are 2 million fans less than the White Sox, which means the lowest difficulty we can play on is All-Star. Now, you don't have to play right here. You can back out. You can skip to the steal phase, skip the reinforce, add more reinforcements, and take on more territories. And if you do that, also be aware the CPU will try and attack you. If they have more fans than you do, they're going to try to attack. So anyway, but if you keep moving right along, look, we found another reward. But if you keep moving right along, capturing spaces and stealing fans and all of that fun stuff, and reinforcing when it tells you to, we're now at 18 million fans in this area. And look at that. We completed our first goal of acquire 50 million fans. We didn't even do anything for real. So now we're at 18. If we click on the attack phase, go back to the stronghold. Now we have 17 million fans. So there are 9 million fans. And as you can see, now the lowest difficulty we can play on is veteran. If we decide to go back and keep capturing territories and moving over, eventually we can get the rookie. I recommend playing everything on All-Star just because that's the main speed you'll face online. And if you want to play online, you should probably play on All-Star. And then once you get comfortable with All-Star, move up to Hall of Fame and play difficulty above. But for this video, we're going to play the Chicago White Sox on All-Star. Your lineup is going to be whatever lineup you have set as your My Squad. So make adjustments as you need to. You're always going to be the visiting team, so you're going to play wherever your opponent is. So for us, we're going to be playing a guaranteed rate field, or rate field, because I think they dropped the guaranteed or whatever. Anyway, you can change the time of day, the year, the cloud coverage, all that stuff. And then you just jump into a game. You pick whoever you want to start. We're going to go with Vance Worley, because what I'm doing is trying to help finish some of his missions for the World Baseball Classic program. And one of his missions is get 2 wins. So we're going to start Vance Worley. You're going to play against a live series collection of the team. So it shouldn't be too difficult. If you have a really good team, it's really easy. If you have a decent team, it shouldn't be too hard. Our team rating is 83. Theirs is 70. I'm also a no money spent gamer. So all the cards you see that I have in here, I've earned just from playing the game. I don't buy stubs. That's weird to me, because you can get all the cards you want for free. It just may take a little bit longer. Because then you see your roster comparison. My team is way better than them. So I'm going to play this game. And after that, I'm going to show y'all how to finish the rest of the map. All right, folks, as you can see, I've covered the entire map except for one spot with my team. It is the last game I have to play, which is against the Mets. Once I win that, I'll finish this conquest. You check your goals before you finish. I've done 1, goal 2, goal 3, goal 4, goal 5, goal 6, and 7 are the last ones I need. And as you can see, capture all enemy strongholds. I'm 12 out of 13, which would mean the Mets is the last one I need. And goal 7, conquer all territories. I'm 143 out of 144, which means the Mets is all I need. So all I got to do, play the Mets, beat the Mets, and then I'll go ahead and I will get this card. So let's hop into this last game. I got to start James Paxton because I'm working on his missions, which means I have to face the best pitcher from the Mets. Also, in case you didn't know, whatever pitcher you throw, the team you're facing is going to throw that exact same pitcher. So, for example, in this situation, for Conquest, and I'm playing the Mets, I throw my number 1 pitcher, James Paxton, the Mets are going to throw their number 1 pitcher. But if I wanted to throw my number 5 pitcher, Seth Lugo, the Mets would throw their number 5 pitcher, and it would be an easier time. Unfortunately, I need these stat missions, so we got to get a win with James Paxton. Come on, Owen. Nope, under that. Yes, Owen. Soto's not going to throw you out a second. You're fast. Yeah. Under that too, but we'll tag up and get the third. Because you're not going to throw me out. I don't care who you are. Yes, sir. Jungle Lee. I just need you to put the ball in the outfield, baby. We score a run, and then we get the save, and then we win. There we go, Jungle. Perfect. Up the middle. Get us a run. Now, all we got to do is come in and save this bad boy. Can Jungle Lee still? We'll see. Nope. Alvarez got it down there in a hurry. That's a great pitch. That was my fault. Froze me. Yeah, and Jorge Polanco's there. The Mets just have a team, don't they? It's actually white and long. we are going to throw. No, they didn't give up a home run once, so we're just gonna throw. We're gonna throw Abner. Who cares? How do you not catch that? All right, that works. So, like I said, you win the last Conquest game. It doesn't matter how much you win, but as long as you win, that's really all that's important. So don't judge the fact that I sucked. And I got 4 hits and 1 run. But James Paxton got his win, so that's one of his missions done. Well, halfway done, because I need 2. And then I finished this Conquest. And and I got Alexi Ramirez now. Also got the St. Patrick's Day back, another St. Patrick's Day pack, and a regular pack. Let's see, I got my 3rd hit with Margot. If I get one more win with Paxton and a couple, 101 PXP with gold players from Pool A, I'll be done with that one, and then I'll only have to focus on Pool C. If I get another extra base hit with Sato, I'll be done with his missions. Pool C has really been taking me forever. Okay, so as you see, completed that. Got my final World Baseball Classic pack from this Conquest. And Seiya Suzuki. And then another World Baseball Classic pack. And that is how you do Conquests. And if you restart it, you'll see you can't get those players again from goals 1 through 7, but you can redo it and get another pack for goal 8. So, just something to keep in mind.